Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. Thank you for checking out my video. This is my second vocal analysis video. One of my Patreon subscribers has very generously shared this recording so that we can have a look at what they're doing, and I can talk a little bit about all the cool things that you're going to get to hear in this, and also some of the things that maybe if you hear it in your own singing, you can identify them and then work on it. Let me start off by saying thank you to AC Light for being willing to do this and share this video, this performance with us. I love the tune. I love the style of it. It has a kind of honky-tonk, ragtime, piano-esque kind of feel with it, but there's a lot of subtleties to the composition that I'll point out as we go. And that's really it. I'm just gonna dive right in. So I'm gonna switch over to the other screen and get my headphones on and we can do some listening. I am gonna be stopping throughout the course of the performance. Forgive me for that, but rather than leave all of the tips and observations to the end, we're gonna take them as we come and then we can work through them, show you some exercises, show you some cool stuff. All right, let's get started.
In the haze or the breeze, the evergreens pour deep into her eyes like they're alive, same as you and me. She's fascinating you, honestly she looks so good.
I know we've only just gotten started. The melody here gets down to B flats below C3. And it's not that it's too low for you, but when you start the song with that slightly sultry, partially adducted kind of phonation, when you come to these pitches here, it's not as focused as I think that you could possibly be. This is simply a matter of just practicing through a few exercises. Getting used to how your voice performs and feels down there, and that will be absolutely fine for you in zero time whatsoever. Love the melody, love the way that you've structured things, just needs a little bit more focus down there so that we know definitively the pitches that are part of your melody. Because you're singing them all, and listeners, you'll hear in just a moment, he's going to skip up an octave and sing that same those melodic passages again. And there's obviously zero issues here with sort of pitch targeting, making sure that you're on the right pitch and stuff like that. And there's more on that later on too, because AC Light here is doing some really neat things that you wouldn't expect to see in a song like this. So let's keep going.
I can't breathe past what I see. As she talks, you look away. Have you been eating much on this diet of cigarettes? And I can taste the friction as you sift through all the fiction, ideas without escape. Can't you hear?
So just FYI, that was the section that went up the octave, if it wasn't obvious. It's a really, really useful vehicle. You hear this all the time in modern writing. It's a great way to kind of re-energize the listener, keep their attention focused, especially if you're still yet to get to a chorus. Great way to keep attention on the tune, keep them listening to your stuff. Great, just a really great writing, great tool.
The cry, are you done here? 'Cause by now I'm hearing so clear that you are so damn see her.
Now right through here, doing something with the melody that I have to admit I am a huge fan of, and so take it for what it's worth. In the melody, so I am analyzing this song as if it's in the key of E flat. And so what we have is this 3, 2, 1. But the thing is that when you do that on the 4 chord, you get that major 7. I love that sound. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. I just love the way that sounds. And the way that he's using it, I think, is really beautiful. He comes right in at the top of the phrase on it, descends down a little bit. It has the quality of being familiar to us because it's the 3rd of the key that we are in. And yet it has a dissonant quality to it because it's that major 7 compared to the bass note in the chord. So it's a beautiful, familiar, but tense, and it just kind of feels exciting to me. I don't really have kind of any real objective way of talking about it except in the music theory terms of what it is. It's a major 7th, but it's gorgeous and I love it, and I think that he's making brilliant usage of it. If that's a sound that you like, that's what it is. It's the major 7/4 chord in an otherwise major kind of chord progression. So that's a flat 7 on the tonic chord. Don't do that. I mean, do that if you want to. The Beatles did, but that was me, my thumb hitting the wrong note there. But you get what I'm pointing at here. Gorgeous. Carrying on.
'Cause by now it's so clear. It's so clear.
Little, worth mentioning here, little belting there, totally fine. You know, belting, I don't talk a lot about belting on my channel because generally speaking, it's something that we can all do. When you start looking at the technique, quote unquote, around belting, if it involves thinning the vocal folds or allowing for a transition, that's not belting. That's getting ready for voce piena in testo. That's making if you're not going to fully make the transition, then you're at least allowing for that elongation. So a little bit of belting here, totally cool. Seems to be in a very comfortable range for him. No problems. The intonation's good. You hear it kind of turn over as the note is held. Maybe just double down on your engagement, the consistency of your engagement over the duration of the long held pitch. In my opinion, when you're quote unquote holding a note, I usually talk about it as in terms of sustaining a note. The energy that you feel in the creation of that pitch needs to increase over time. If you just try to keep the energy the same as you deplete your air, you're using air, then the actual pressure underneath the vocal fold is going to diminish, and that's going to then compromise the vocal fold. So you have to increase the engagement over time. I think there's not like a ton that needs to happen there.
It's nothing to you but a hollow truth. Divorce yourself from the sympathy you have for yourself. She's fascinating you. Honestly, she looks so good that I can't breathe past what I see. As she talks, you look away. Have you been eating much? lot of cigarettes.
Now, this isn't strictly speaking singing related, but did you hear that just there? Listen again to this little instrumental section in between the sections of the tune. Go back a little bit more. Hear that? So what we have here don't know if that was entirely intentional or if it was just a slip of the finger. It doesn't really matter to me. Gauging the piano performance throughout the performance, I'm taking it as intentional, which is a really savvy kind of inflection. Now, it could be that it's 5 of 4. So you have in the key of E flat major, E flat's the 1, A flat is the, I guess it wouldn't be 5 of 4 because that's a B natural, so it'd almost be like 5 of the major or the minor 6 chord. But at any rate, I was initially interpreting it as a usage of an augmented chord, which gives you that leading tone from the B natural to the 3rd of A flat major. And it's, if you listen to major versus augmented, there's certainly dissonance there, but it also has a kind of explosively expansive feeling. And AC light here just gives us a breath of it. And then we move off into the what I'm interpreting as the 4 chord. Just, I think, really, really beautiful, subtle usage of the Western tonal system of music. It's just lovely, I think. Really exciting writing. Let's keep going.
Friction, as if they're all a fiction, ideas without escape. Oh, can you hear her cry? Oh, you done here. By now I'm hearing so clear.
Now, we're going to stop here for a second. You're going to hear this melody gets repeated twice in a row here. And the first time we have those words and it has the oo vowel on that G natural. The second time, same notes, different vowels, sings it very differently. Both, I think, are really, really good. In the first one, I feel like some kind of decision needs to be made on that oo vowel. It's not like the second one, so listen to what he does on the second one.
My dear, 'cause by now I'm hearing so clear.
Here we go.
You are so dear.
Falsetto tone production. I think it's used to really good effect here. It sounds vulnerable. It sounds different. It grabs my attention in a very good way. And, you know, it sounds good. It's cool. I think it's a lovely addition to the tune. However, that oo vowel, which is back here, doesn't really seem to be voce piena in testa or full voice or head voice. It doesn't really seem to be in that falsetto area either, that falsetto tone production. So my suggestion here is to practice a bit in this area. You, 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 you. Experiment a little bit with the oo vowel. See which mode of phonation you like best, what serves your melody the most. You may want to have that more abducted you, you kind of a sound. That's totally cool. If you're looking to make it sound more full, because again, I'm not exactly sure what your intention is based on the recording, then think about it more as an umlaut. You. That will help you find an appropriate shape, a way of configuring the vocal fold so that it retains more of its adduction, more of its closure, and yet it's still open enough to be viable on that G natural and will come out sounding really, really nice in tune. It's not going to be strained or anything like that. But it's a bit of registration event practice and a bit of vowel alignment practice. Yes, it's an oo vowel. Practice it as an umlaut. Practice it perhaps also leaning towards the schwa vowel. And then find where it sounds enough oo-like and yet has that openness and ease of phonation, ease of singing that the schwa does. Try that in your recording and see if you find it suitable. Let's finish this up.
Done here, my dear, 'cause by now I'm hearing so clear. You are so deep, sincere, up here, 'cause by now I'm hearing. Oh, why can't you see that you care?
And we end in E flat major. So there is the tune by AC Light. You know, a couple small things to think about, some practices for narrowing vowels on the lower end of your voice, some thoughts about the oo vowel around the G above middle C, and how to get that so it's going to be just right, whether that's voce piena in testa, more full sounding, or has that falsetto tone production. In general, beautiful. Love the tune. Love the subtleties of composition that you've worked into it. Love your performance. Super fun energy and exciting. Thank you again for sharing that with us. That's it. Thanks again. If you want to have your work analyzed here by me and offer my thoughts, then Patreon is the place to do that. Sign up at any level, and when I send out the call, you can submit your video recordings. It's best if they're on YouTube or Vimeo or something like that, and we'll have a look and see if I can do them. Thank you so much for watching. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.